all the bees.
Don't wave at it, don't wave
No,
at it.
don't wave at that bee. We have another eggplant to pick, but I'm not going there now. All right, come on, Diana.
You did, Mommy.
Yeah. So today's September 7th, and this is what we got from the garden. Yes? Can I help you?
Sorry guys for being extra
They're on the
stuffy. I do suffer from allergies.
Juicy's over there as well. No, Juicy's on the table. So we got 2 cucumbers. I'm not sure if they're okay since the plant is dead officially. 4 bitter gourds. This is a different type than these. I have a lot more of those growing. I have a lot more Japanese or the purple long eggplant growing as well. These eggplants I pulled off. I'm not sure if they were ready, but I think this one was. I might have a few more of these. I saw a few more flowers and there was a lot of bees pollinating. Same thing with the peppers. I have a lot of the jalapenos. This is a Scotch bonnet. I don't think I have any more of these. The plant looks like it's not doing well. My other 2 pepper plants, which didn't grow all summer, just started to look really healthy. So if it's warm for the next month, I might be able to get a few. I think that was Trinidadian scorpion and the weary peppers. This is bacalhau codfish. I'm on the fence about making 2 dishes. I might just split it in half and make a little bit of each. But I'm gonna rinse the salt off and then I'm gonna boil it, drain it, and see if it still needs to be rinsed again because it is salted codfish. Make sure you're rinsing with cold water. Just rinse off the salt. Drain this water a few times, like rinse it maybe like a few times, 5 times. So I'm gonna bring this to a boil now. I cleaned it about 5 to 6 times. So alternatively to this, instead of boiling it, you can rinse it because you have to rinse all the salt that's coating the top layer off a few times so the water runs clear. You can let it soak overnight in your refrigerator for 24 hours or so, maybe 10 hours, changing the water frequently. I don't like doing that. I've done it a few times and I still find it extremely salty because you do have to change the water a few times and always make sure the water is cold. So this just came to a boil. I turned off the heat. I'm gonna let it sit for a few minutes, probably 5 to 10 minutes, then I'm gonna strain it, rinse it in cold water, and taste it to see how salty it is. So I'm making saltfish with half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic, pimento, hot pepper, cilantro, and tomatoes that I froze a few weeks ago from my garden. I froze a whole bunch. I wish I would have recorded that, but I didn't. These are about 2 tomatoes. Also later on today, I'm going to clean up the garden and put down a black tarp on the other side. And I'm going to add a little lemon to this at the end as well. Just came back from a local store. Didn't record in there, but we got some stuff to make pumpkin spice latte and a cookbook. And the baby got a toy. So we got rid of the cucumber plant, cleaned it up. These are the weary peppers. I have some flowers, you know, on both of these pepper plants. So I'm hoping I get something before it gets cold. This is the jalapenos. I have tons of those still growing. Bitter gourds, I have a lot of that as well. I have a whole thing of chives and scallions. And this coming up here is the Japanese eggplant. And yeah, so I think I have a lot of that still going. I'm hoping my eggplants keep producing to early October if it's not too cold. And these are the black eggplants. I think they're called Globe. Forgot exactly when I planted, but I see I have a few flowering here. And that's the rose, my rose plant, raspberries, and then we put a tarp down where the flowers were, and my kiwi. My husband killed it. He wants something better next year down there. So I just did a roast chicken with corn, potatoes, carrots, half an onion, 2 cloves of garlic crushed for about 2 hours, an hour and a half covered, and then 30 minutes not covered at 425. I have gravy, white rice, and the chicken.
Now where's David's stuff?
Good morning, guys. So today I'm making yellow split pea soup. I wanted to say green because that's what I essentially wanted to make, but I realized I didn't have green split peas, but I do have yellow split peas. And I've seen people make this. I've seen it called Canadian yellow split pea soup. And I'm gonna use smoked pork hocks, which I got at BJ's a few weeks back in August. They're frozen, so I'm gonna let that defrost. I'm going to wash and soak these for a few hours, and then probably start cooking around 1 or 2. But yeah, have you guys ever made yellow split pea soup? I'm just curious. I'm gonna take a guess that it probably tastes similar, if not the same, to green split pea soup. But I'm gonna keep looking online for a few recipes just to get an idea of anything that's different. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys ever made this or ever tried it. I rinsed the lentils till the water ran clear about 5 to 6 times. I'm going to let them soak on the counter. I did add more water to the lentils. They absorbed it. I added at least 2 times. Thank you. So we have 1 white onion cut up, 2 cloves of garlic, 7 celery stalks, about 1.5 cups of baby carrots. I'm going to use a tablespoon of the Italian seasoning, maybe 2 depending, 1 tablespoon of the mustard powder, olive oil for sauteing, 2 chicken bouillons, and then I have the ham hocks. So I'm going to start by rinsing the lentils, the yellow split peas. I want to rinse that, get fresh water in there. And then I'm going to saute the onions, garlic, and cut up the vegetables and saute that before adding all the other ingredients. Okay, that definitely might have been way hotter. Well, hopefully this doesn't burn. Okay, do not have your pot as this hot as I did. I do not intend that. So I'm sure you can't hear me, but I definitely did not intend for the pot to be that hot. I left it on too long prior to adding the oil. You don't want to do that. So I did move it aside to cook the garlic and onions so they wouldn't burn off the heat. That is a chicken bouillon. So I added the carrots and the celery, and I took it off the heat for a few minutes. It was way too hot. I honestly did not want it to be that hot. I left it on a little too long. So I'm just going to saute this on about a low setting. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Cook this down for about 5 minutes, and then I'll add the lentils, ham hocks, and the rest of the ingredients. always add a little salt to vegetables while sauteing. It helps them sweat down. So it's been about 5 minutes. The vegetables have sweat down. I'm going to now add the dry seasoning, some mustard powder, and mixed Italian. I'll write on the description what exactly is in this. Just gonna add a little black pepper and a little more salt and some water. So I did add a little bit of the herbs again, which I told you I'll write exactly what herbs that was in the Italian mixture. This is about half a teaspoon. So I'm just gonna now add the water. And right now I have 6 cups of water. But I want to add the ham hocks before I add any more water. So these are the ham hocks. They're fully defrosted. You don't have to use ham hocks. You can use turkey neck, smoked turkey, smoked beef, smoked chicken. I've actually never seen smoked chicken, but if you see it, you can add that. Anything you want, doesn't have to be ham hocks. And I'm gonna add a little more water, maybe like 3 more cups of water, just to get it up to here. So this is actually 4 cups of water that I'm adding. I would say that's enough. I'm gonna bring it to a boil, and then after it boils, I'm gonna let it simmer for an hour or so on medium heat. So it's been boiling for like 30 minutes. I'm going to cover it and let it cook, simmering for about an hour, maybe hour and a half. I want it to basically be a puree. And I also kind of want the ham hocks to be soft enough where I can cut them up or pull them apart. So at this point, the soup's been cooking for a little over an hour. I'm gonna cook it for another hour because I want the meat to fall off the bone. So I'm just gonna take the last one out, and I'm going to take the meat off the bone and cut it up and throw it back in the soup. Now this meat is just falling off. I might throw the bones back in along with the meat, just because of the flavor. So I added all the meat back. I'm going to taste it, adjust the seasoning, and add a half a cup of fresh parsley. So altogether, I cooked it for a little over 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. I just tossed in the parsley. I did add a pinch more of salt and actually a cup of hot water more because I want it to be a little thinner. So you can have this with a crusty bread. We're just gonna eat it as is today. So I subscribe to Thrive. I am on a 30-day trial. I'll see if I like it by the end of September. If not, I'm gonna cancel. This is my first order, which I think I have 2 more packages coming. But this is the first one. I got mainly snacks because the dairy and the frozen stuff, you have to spend like $70, I think it said, to get free shipping, and it's kind of pricey, in my opinion, for a large family. But their snacks were pretty reasonable, and most of it, actually all of it, is organic, sustainable. You know, that's their thing, Thrive. So I got these original beef mini sticks by Chomps for the kids. for school. I got 3 packs of these. They were on sale. Cane sugar. Little chocolate brownies for the kids. A lot of snacks. That's mostly what I got for the kids since they're back in school. Snacks they can pack, snacks they can have after school if I didn't cook yet. Chocolate chip cookie. And that's all that's in this first box. I don't remember the pricing for this offhand. I'm gonna double check. I think this was like $2 something. And this might have been $5.99 or $6.99. I have to double check everything. And these are like $4 something. You know, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna double check and I'll put everything on the screen when I review. But this is partial order of my first delivery for Thrive. So I'll post the other stuff whenever I get it, and then I'll write how much the subscription is for the year. It's always cheaper to pay annually. I forgot if it was $59.99 for the whole year. And all their stuff, I did compare prices because I wanted to see if it really is worth it. And all this stuff is actually more money at Whole Foods and on Amazon. That's why I got it. So, and when I get the other stuff, I'll post it as well. And I'm going to put all these pricing up. When I'm done editing the video, I'll put it on the screen so you can see how much each item cost. So this is the second package I got from Thrive. I got it this evening, the same day as I got the first one. And today's Tuesday, the 10th. So I'm gonna open it and take everything out on the counter and show you what I bought. So as a new customer, they were giving a promo of $60 worth of free merchandise. And I got the Thrive Market Healthy Living Made Easy cookbook. I got some other stuff. I'm having trouble showing this to you guys because my daughter's trying to help. So let's see. Late July sea salt tortilla chips. This was a lot cheaper than they sell it in other stores because, like I said, I did compare prices because I wanted to make sure I was getting my money's worth. And I'm going to give it a few, maybe 2 more weeks. If I like it, I'll keep it. If not, I am going to cancel to get the full refund. But I did have to pay for it prior to seeing all the stuff they offer, which I kind of didn't like, but that's what made me want to subscribe so I can see everything, because they don't let you preview any of their merchandise or products. So yeah, so I'm going to keep taking everything out. I'm going to take everything out and line up on the counter because my daughter's pushing me to help, and then I'll re-record in a second. So this is the whole order, well, the rest of the order. The other stuff I did put away. So this is the items that I got for free. 4th and Heart ghee, almond butter, and the Thrive Market Healthy Living Made Easy recipe book. I got, like I said, I'm going to put all the pricing on the screen, if not the screen, below in the description for every item that I purchased today. And I did compare these with other supermarkets to make sure I was getting a great deal. So I got these bars for the kids, cinnamon swirl, Shells and Rio aged cheddar by Annie's, Annie's pasta and tomato sauce, organic baked beans. I got 4 of these, 4 of these, 4 of the Annie's real cheddar and shells. I also wanted to try a different Stovetop brand and Sazon because it's organic, no doesn't really use any preservatives or any those artificial colorings. So I got the Sofrito, 2 of these, the Sazon 2 as well, and then I got 6 of these vanilla cold brew oat milk latte plus collagen, 2 tomato paste cans, 2 packets of the organic linguine. I got more cane sugar. I got 3 packs of this all together because I got 1 earlier in the other box. 2 of this simple organic Alfredo sauce. Thought I got 3, so I'm going to double check to see my order. The Kettle brand potato chips, which comes with barbecue, vinegar, and sea salt. Late July organic sea salt tortilla chips. Partake chocolate chip These are 10 packets in here. And the Thrive Market brand of organic veggie sticks. Something I did not notice, because the only thing that caught my eye was honestly the price and chocolate chip, little personal bags that the kid can pack, well, my kids can pack for snacks. But I just noticed that it is safe to share because they are nut-free, egg-free, wheat-free, dairy-free, soy-free, fish-free, fish-free, shellfish, mustard-free, sesame-free, and sulfite-free. So I wanted to share that with you guys, you know, because a lot of people have these allergies or sensitivities to these things. And oh, and it's also vegan and gluten-free. Today for dinner, I'm doing stewed pork, which I've done in the past, so I'm not going to do a whole video on that. But I am doing a sofrito, which I've done in the past as well. But today I'm using 1 bell pepper, 1 white onion, like I guess medium small, 8 cloves of garlic, and 6 sweet little Dominican peppers or ajicitos, and 1 bunch of cilantro. If I had culantro or recao, I would add it, but I don't have that, so I'm gonna add that. I also have 1/4 cup of vinegar and about a little more than half a cup of cold water. So this can store in the refrigerator, by the way, for like a week to 2 weeks max. If you freeze it into like ice trays and then take it out and put in Ziploc bags, it can obviously freeze longer. I would say about 2 months. So for the stew pork, even though I know I've done tons of videos with stew pork in the past, I'm just going to give a rundown of what I'm doing today. So I cut the meat up, washed it with vinegar a few times and water, cold water. I seasoned it with a pre-made Trinidadian green seasoning. The company is called Dave's. I added about like 1/4 cup of that, about 2 tablespoons, maybe 1 tablespoon, I didn't really measure, of adobo Goya brand. I added 1 Scotch bonnet cut up, 2 cloves of garlic cut up, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 cup of ketchup, and then 4 heaping tablespoons of the homemade sofrito, and I let that marinate for a little while before I sauteed it in the caramelized sugar in the pot. So I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes uncovered, stirring occasionally till it kind of gets caramelized, the meat. Then I'll add a little bit of water, bring it to a boil, let it cook for another 20-30 minutes, but this time covered. Right now it's going to be uncovered. So now I'm going to bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to lower it, let it simmer, and cook covered for 20 to 30 minutes. So I picked this the other day along with the eggplants and the peppers, which I'm not going to freeze. But the bitter gourd and the eggplants I am going to freeze. I'm just going to freeze the Japanese eggplant separately from the black eggplant and obviously the bitter gourd. I'm not using them, so I don't want them to go to waste. I'm going to put them into Ziploc bags. So I sliced these thin, and I sliced the purple eggplant into thick rounds, and I cut the black eggplant into chunks. Oh yeah? Oh, they're so nice. So I'm making baked potatoes, or some people call it jacket potatoes, fully loaded potatoes, and I'm using russet potatoes, which are perfect for baking, frying, and mashing. And I went to a local store called BJ's, and I got the potatoes there because they are a decent size. So I'm going to prick these, well, wash them, prick them, rub them with a little oil and salt, and bake it at 400 covered for about 30 to 40 minutes. Then I'm gonna uncover them and lower the heat to 375 and bake it for another 30 minutes or so, depending how long they take, because these are a decent sized potato. And then I'm gonna top them with other stuff and serve the split pea soup I made the other day, because I still have a lot in my fridge. So I'm gonna warm that up and serve that aside with the baked potatoes. So I just wanted to show you, I did cut off some of the ends because they were kind of rotten. Well, not kind of, they were rotting already. So I'm going to toss these out. And this is what it looks like, some of them, because I had to cut a lot of it off. So now I'm just going to prick them. You just want to make sure you prick all the way around a few times. This helps it cook faster. It's kind of more on one side than one side. Okay, I'm almost done. So now I'm just going to bake it in the oven at 400 covered, and then I'm going to uncover and lower to 375 and bake it for a little longer, depending how soft they are. I took the potatoes out of the oven to check on them. It's been an hour and they are still solid like a rock. So I'm going to keep it covered and leave it in for another 45 minutes to an hour. The temperature I did lower to 375. I'm going to put it back up to 400.
After cooking them for an additional hour at 400, I just sliced a crust into all of them. Now I'm just adding butter to each one.
Ooh, that is super hot. So I'm just going to continue putting butter, and then I'll add more toppings on them. So I'm going to put baked potatoes on some. I want to try that, not all of them. Then the rest of this I'll save. I think we'll do 3 or 4. And I'm going to put a little cheese on top of all of them. And the ones that don't have the baked potatoes, I am going to add a little more butter on top of the cheese. Okay, so I'm going to bake these in the oven after I add the butter to these 3 potatoes. Probably for like about, just like 5 minutes, just on 350 till it's melted, the cheese.
Thursday's dinner, we had leftover soup with the baked potato.
Hey guys, today's Friday and I'm making tuna casserole, which I haven't made in years. And I've been looking at tons of recipes, so I'm kind of coming up with my own, but I did look at a few recipes before doing so. So I'm going to add 2 cans of tuna, 2 cans of cream of wheat. I have elbow macaroni, so I'm going to add that. a cup of Mexican cheese blend, because that's what I have, and then half a cup to top it, but you can use cheddar cheese. I'm gonna use a cup of sweet garden peas, frozen. And I never did this growing up, but I am gonna top it with chips. I saw that people do that, so I'm gonna try that. Then I'm gonna season with parsley, black pepper, salt, and a little paprika. And I don't know if I said I had one small onion, one small onion, a cup of celery, diced small, and a cup of milk. So I'm just gonna boil the pasta al dente, and then I'm gonna strain it and start adding all the ingredients and mixing it. Then I'm gonna add a cup of cheese, a cup of peas, the celery and onions. Mix this all up. And then when the pasta is done cooking, I will add this to the pasta. What happened? Oh, you're hungry? Okay, you're gonna eat soon. Ooh. So I just want to add a cup of the frozen peas. Let's say that's about a teaspoon of paprika. I'm going to do about a tablespoon of the dried parsley. You can do fresh, but for this I like to use dried. And then just season with black pepper or white pepper and salt. Not too much salt because the condensed soup, I'm sure, has salt in it unless you got low sodium. And now I'm going to check on the pasta because I only want it to be al dente. Okay, I probably should have took a big bowl and did this in it and then put it in the bacon pan. So I'm just gonna mix all this and then I'm gonna top it with the potato chips and half a cup of the cheese.
I also added a little butter to the top of it because I did not want it to be dry. I forgot to mention that. I would say a few little pats of butter throughout the top. I use plain potato chips. You can use any kind. I actually thought about using sour cream and onion, but I didn't have. I did crush the chips up in the bag prior to adding it on top. And now I'm just going to sprinkle the cheese on top. And I did use Mexicans. That's what I had. But you can also use cheddar, which actually does taste a lot better. A sharp cheddar cheese would have been perfect.
So I cooked this in the oven for about 15 minutes at 400. I probably should have did 375 at like 15-20 minutes. I read various different temperatures online, so I guess you have to see what your oven is calibrated, like if it's, accurate with temperature, too hot, too cold, to figure out. But I would say 375 to 400 would be the highest. Some recipes did say 425, but I feel like 425 you're gonna burn your cheese before 10 minutes. So, and you want to melt the cheese inside. Even though the pasta was warm, you still want to make sure everything's cooked so it's combined. So I'm gonna let this sit for about 10 minutes before I cut it up.
Friday's dinner is tuna casserole with salad.
very difficult. So for Saturday, I'm making fried chicken, but I'm gonna boil it first. Right now, I'm just cleaning it. So I'm just gonna take off the feathers, continue slicing, and then I'm gonna clean the chicken with vinegar, rinse it, and then start seasoning it. So I'm gonna season the chicken with a tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of oregano, and a teaspoon of cumin, about a tablespoon of adobo, tablespoon of sazon, and 4 tablespoons of sofrito. I'm gonna let this marinate for at least an hour before I start cooking it. Oh my God, it smells so good. So this marinated for like 2 hours. I'm gonna put it in a pot with all the juices on the bottom, cover it in cold water and bring it to a boil. Cook it fully, and then I'm gonna fry it in a little oil. So I had ordered Spanish takeout, and I ordered way too much of the sweet fried plantains. So I froze them that evening. I'm going to let that defrost, and I'm gonna bake it in the oven. I am making pink beans. I have half a red onion, 1 garlic clove, 1 hot pepper, a wee pepper, 1 sweet asesito Dominican sweet pepper, and I have cherry tomatoes that were kind of getting soft, so before they go bad, I'll use that. I'd say it's like about a half a cup. So I'm gonna start cooking that. I'm gonna cover the rice now. Lower that. Also have the chicken boiling. That should be, I lowered the heat on that because it was boiling too much. I'm gonna let that cook for about 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna start frying it. That's not carrot, that's cherry tomatoes. You can take one. Take it. Eat it. Yeah. I didn't add salt. I'm going to add some now to help sweat down the tomatoes. I'll let that cook for a few before I add the other ingredients. I'm cooking. You can eat in a minute. So I'm just taking the chicken out of the grill. Yes, you're helping me by standing here. So I'm just going to add a little sazon. Not really measuring, but I'll say it's about a teaspoon. Pinch of cumin, or 1/4 of a teaspoon. And I'm gonna saute this for a few seconds and then add the beans. I filled up one of the cans with water. I'm just gonna let this cook a little longer before I add any salt, probably 10 minutes on medium-low heat.
I cooked the chicken pieces for about 5 minutes on each side till it got golden brown on medium-high heat. Saturday's dinner is fried chicken with pink beans, white rice, and sweet fried plantains. Thanks for watching. I hope I was able to inspire you to try something new. And if you guys have any suggestions or any ideas that you want to give me, please feel free to comment below. I truly appreciate any advice and any commentary. Thank you so much, guys, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time.